or you're truly productive? Are you busy or are you truly productive? Now, in today's world, I mean, we know we live in a fast-paced world. It is easy to actually fill every hour with work, messages, and side hustles, yet still feel like you're falling behind. Today, we're talking about how you can take control of your time, how you can, I mean, how focus or why focus really matters, and also how that can also help you live a life that feels productive and fulfilling. My guest is Apostle Akwesi Ajiman Prempe. He is a life coach, and he joins me this morning for this conversation. Apostle, good morning. You're welcome to the Business Breakfast on Z.
Yeah, good morning to you and everybody around. Yeah, good morning.
Thank you very much for making time to join us this morning. Also, many,
Yes.
right, many people actually equate business with productivity. Why do you think that mindset is so common? And what is the real cost of it?
Okay. I think the reason why many people think business is productivity is, most people are really lost in life, and many people, I think, are not living, fulfilling their purpose and passion. For example, in Ghana here, I know that there are a lot of people working in maybe in the health sector like nurses that they don't really have the passion, and don't have that purpose to be nurses. But since we live in this world, we will have to survive, maybe make ends meet and put food on the table. You have to find something to do. That is why sometimes when you go to some of our hospitals and you see what, forgive me, some of these nurses are doing to people, you will realize that they don't have the passion to be nurses. But since they have to do something to make it in life or make ends meet, they will have to put themselves through school in order to make ends meet. So I think that there are a lot of people, they are really busy doing something, but they are not being fulfilled. Why? Because they are not doing what they are called exactly to do, and they are not fulfilling purpose.
Okay, so the lack of sense of purpose is one of the reasons why people are busy, but they are not being productive.
Yes, the lack of purpose is one of the things. Lack of passion is one of the things. And if you lack purpose, if you lack passion, I think you can live, you can get money, but still you will never be fulfilled. For yes, we get fulfilled, and that is why sometimes people can go into football. They will play football, make a lot of money, and they will retire and go to other areas of life to invest and to do a certain work. And you'll be asking yourself that why is it that all of a sudden they were in the football, they just retired and they are doing something else apart from football. Then you realize that they came into the football world to make money in order to get into that area to fulfill their purpose. And there are people that will play football, they will come out as pundits, as coaches and other things, and you realize that they have that purpose, they have that passion about football. So whatever you see them doing is about football and sports and nothing else.
Right. And, so, but can't somebody's passion be money as well?
Oh, your passion can be money as well. I mean, helping people to make money or making money yourself can also be a passion. Yes, because I think as I am sitting here, I need money, and I know you also need money. So we have people that have really made it in life that have that sense of passion and purpose to help others to also make it in life. But there are people too, they have really made their money, but they don't have that idea of helping anybody to even make money. But there are others you can know from what they are doing. They have this, they have put things together to help people, teach people how to make money, how to invest, and other things. And you learn from them. You can really also make money. So I think that helping people to make money or making money as well is also a passion.
I see. All right. Anyway, but can you give a typical example? I mean, apart from the nurses that you spoke about, example of a scenario where somebody is busy and that looks impressive, but it has little or, I mean, little real value to their lives.
Okay. Uh, Sometimes you see when you really talk to people. Sometimes when you really talk to people, people can tell you that, okay, I am doing this, I am into this, I am doing this, but then when you sit down to really talk to them, they will tell you that, okay, I wanted to be a footballer, but there was nobody to help me.
Yeah.
And so you realize that this person that is really talking to you, that I really wanted to be a footballer, maybe that person is into the media space. He has a name, he is making a lot of money, but when you talk to the person, he has that passion to be a footballer. And so you realize that he is surviving, he is living, but he is not being fulfilled. And there are numerous people out there that have this thing that I'm talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
And so they are into something, doing, making money, but they are not really fulfilled in life, because that is not what they really meant to do when they were growing up. But somewhere along the line, challenges came up and they had to do something just to survive.
But what is it? What is the cost of it? What is the real cost behind it? Or essentially, how does that affect them really?
I think that basically when you live and you are not truly fulfilled, as I said, you can make all the money, you can get all the name, but then the happiness that comes with that passion, you wouldn't have it. You wouldn't have it. And apart from doing everything that you can, when sometimes when you are alone and you are just yourself, you feel like you are a failure. And that is why when people make a lot of money, and sometimes let's say Easter is coming, they go out, they feed the orphans, they feed maybe the widows and all these people, they help people out. Sometimes when they get into their closet and you talk to them, they feel a sense of fulfillment. They feel a sense of fulfillment. Why? Because they have been able to touch a life.
Okay.
They have been able to touch a life. And so I think in any area that you have that purpose to fulfill, when you are able to do it and you do it well, one way or the other, you will be able to help people. And people will feel touched, people will feel blessed knowing you. And so when you don't do what you are really called to do, one way or the other, you have failed humanity, and I think you have really failed yourself.
I see. All right. Now, so when we talk about time mastery, mastering your time, are we really talking about time or something deeper, maybe like focus, intentionality, or maybe values?
Okay, when we talk about time mastery, we are really talking about time, but then we are also really talking about, as we said, focus, value, and all these things, because you can't really master time without you being focused, without you moving according to certain values that you see fit or important in your life. And so time mastery has everything to do with you being focused in life, you working according to your values, and I mean your purpose or your goals. It has everything to do with time mastery.
And so your values actually shapes the kinds of things that you do.
Yes.
I mean, even in prioritizing the kind of tasks that you engage in and all of that.
Yes, that is true.
Right. And you need focus to be able to do that. Okay.
Yes, as well.
All right. Okay. Now let's try to understand the problem properly. I know you spoke about that a little bit earlier, but so what are the most common time traps that professionals fall into today?
Common time traps.
Yes, some of the traps that they fall
that people fall
Yes.
into. Yes, some of these traps are, I think that when you don't have clear goals in life, you see, we are all living, trying to, in this life that we are living right now, everybody is, about money, and everything is right now is about money, and everybody is looking for money. And I think it is good to look for money. But then, apart from looking for money, money is good, but then you have to master your time very well in order to be even productive to even get more money. And so some of the traps I think that people fall into that maybe delays their time or doesn't help them in the way that time is supposed to help them is people don't have clear goals.
Okay.
And as I said, people are not living according to their purpose. And a lot of people think they are busy, but they are not productive.
Right.
Many people are busy but not productive. Yes, and that is where I think I will draw the line.
But are some of these traps unique to the Ghanaian work environment?
Come again?
I'm asking if these traps that you spoke about are they only unique to the Ghanaian work environment?
No, no. I think people everywhere are into some of these things. People everywhere, because as humans as we are, there are times you see, life is made in such a way that you can plan that, okay, I want to do this, I want to take on this task or this thing. But then there are challenges in life. There are things that is beyond our control. And so sometimes you really have this focus, you really have this goal that you really want to achieve, but things do happen.
Yeah.
Things do happen. And so sometimes it's not our fault to maybe get into some of these traps. Yes, it's not our fault, but then it happens to a lot of people. A lot of people are into some of these things, and yeah, we are all victims sometimes, and sometimes you can, not move according to your goals, and sometimes you can even lose your passion in life. Things do happen, as I said. So sometimes if you don't stay put with what you really want to do and what you really want to achieve, things can happen and it can mislead you that you cannot, fulfill your actual purpose in life.
Right. And so you'll be able to live a fulfilled life. Now, but how can someone spot these traps? How can they know that this one is a trap for that is affecting them?
Okay, I think one of the things is you have to, sometimes be self-aware.
Okay.
I want to talk about self-awareness. And sometimes if you lose yourself, you will sometimes fall into some of these traps. There are times that you see when maybe a brother comes to you, or maybe sometimes, first of all, you go to a brother that I have this thing that maybe I'm doing, I will need your help, maybe I will need your time. Yes, and the brother agrees to maybe help you at a point. And there are times maybe you will also be doing something that you think you need time to do whatever you are doing. And this brother that once upon a time you helped, or he helped you, yes, let me say he helped you, will also come to you that I also need you to do this thing for me. But at that particular point in time, you need time for what you are doing. And this person is also asking you that I also need you to do this particular thing for me.
Yeah.
And so it will rather become a challenge. That is why sometimes you have to be self-aware that, okay, this thing that I'm doing, can I do it fast? Can I delegate? Can I even pay someone to do it for me?
Right.
Yes, because in this world that we are living right now, you can't do everything by yourself. Even though we are talking about maximizing time for maybe a fulfilled life, but you can't do everything yourself. You can sometimes delegate. You can sometimes get somebody to do it for you with a fee. And sometimes you have to learn that, okay, this thing that I want to do, I am very weak in this area. And so knowing that I am weak in this area, it is going to make me do it very slowly. So why don't I go for someone that can do it quick and do it very well for him or her to do it for me, and maybe I will pay the person? Or why don't I delegate? If you have that authority to delegate, why don't I delegate for someone to do this thing for me. But then if you know that, okay, this thing that I'm doing, maybe I'm fast at it, I have that experience, I think you can, squeeze time and manage time to do it and do it very well. And so self-awareness is, I think, one of the things that when we become self-aware of our weaknesses and our strength, we can then manage to somehow get out of these traps that we are talking about.
Right. Now, some people actually, um, some people actually prioritize or actually celebrate. I mean, multitasking. It is one of the things that
Okay.
we celebrate a lot in several spaces, in workplace and all
Yeah.
of that. How does that affect productivity and also fulfillment?
Okay. Multitasking is good, but you can't doing that every day. We all have 24 hours in a day. As human beings as you are, when you have something doing, I mean, you know, sometimes I get around great men and I realize that they don't even have enough time. The 24 hours is not enough for them. Why am I saying this? They have a lot of things to do in a single day. So I realize that the 24 hours is not even enough for some of them. But then when you meet people that actually don't have much doing, I think they have a lot of time to spend. So it actually depends on whether you are very busy doing things or you don't actually have much to do in a single day. So let's say we are talking about people that actually have much to do in a single day.
Okay.
Multitasking is good and it can also improve productivity, but then you must know what you need to do before the day comes, and you must draw out your calendar. Let's say tomorrow I'm a very busy man. Before even tomorrow comes, I'll have to plan my day and assign time to each task that I need to do. That is multitasking, doing so many things at a particular time.
Yeah.
So you have to put yourself, and that is why some of these great men, they have PAs and other things, secretaries and all these people that plan their day and their routines for them, because sometimes you can't be doing all of them by yourself. You also need help. And so when it comes to people that are, that are doing a lot, that are trying to achieve a lot, the 24 hours is not even enough for them. And that is why sometimes people can even work in their workspace and even take the work to their various homes to even continue, because what they are doing is not enough for them. They will have to make calls, send emails, check their phones, do a lot of things, trying to check on other businesses as well. And so, yeah, multitasking is good. I mean, it can boost productivity as well, but you have to manage it and manage it very well.
Okay. All right. Permit me to take you back a bit. Now, when we're talking, you spoke about focus and all of that, and also prioritizing what actually matters. Why do you think people struggle so much with prioritizing what truly matters?
People struggle so much with prioritizing what truly matters. One of the things that I think I will say is most of us, we have not learned to say no. Once, let me say this, when you wake up from bed, your 24 hours is for you and you alone. But then we must understand that we are not living for ourselves only. And so there are times people can also barge into our day and our time just to, take some of our time. And so that's why I'm saying sometimes we must learn to say no politely, boldly, and sometimes respectfully, because people can also demand some of our time from us, especially from loved ones, from family, and even colleagues at work. And so, yes, and so sometimes as I said earlier, these are some of the challenges that you have to manage, even though you are planning your time.
Right.
You also have to find a certain space for others, because I believe that once you wake up from bed, people can also be calling you. be checking up on you, trying to tell you something, trying to say something to you. I mean, from, as I said, from loved ones and family. And so these things sometimes they are not our fault, but then as human beings as we are, we will have to, put ourselves through that kind of challenge as well.
And so you think that people don't people aren't able to prioritize because they don't pay attention to their time properly.
Yes, yes, I think that is one of them. When you wake up, when even before we go to sleep, we have already prioritized the day ahead of us. Maybe I'll travel, maybe I'll call this person, maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll go here. You've planned a lot of things, but as I'm saying, things do happen. So what if maybe you plan to go somewhere, you plan to meet a business partner, you plan maybe to meet an MP for a discussion, and you are there and you just receive a call that maybe your wife is at the hospital, your wife just had an accident, your brother just fell, and he has been rushed to the hospital. What are you going to do? Things do happen, and so everybody can prioritize, especially people that are doing much, and yes, they can prioritize, but then when things happen, when the challenges come, what are you going to do with your priorities in that particular time and at that moment? What are you really going to do? Yes, and as I said, you can be there, somebody can just come, okay, I want you to escort me here. And sometimes the person that is really talking to you, you can't even say no, but then you have something doing. So these are all really challenges. So the priorities, we can set them, we can prioritize our time. But then when some of these things come up, what are you going to do?
All right. Okay. Apostle, please hold on for me. Let me just announce the phone lines in case anybody's listening to us and they would want to join the conversation. If you just tune in, this is Business Breakfast on Z101.9 FM. Today we're talking about how to master your time for a fulfilled life. And my guest is Apostle Akwesi Prempeh, and he is a life coach. He's helping us understand these things properly. If you just tune in, feel free to send us a WhatsApp on 0544321019. 0544321019. You can send me a WhatsApp if you have questions or comments you want to make. Feel free to call me on that number or text me on that number. You can also call on 03039566641, 03039566641, and then you can join the conversation as well. We're streaming live on Facebook at ZFMGH and on YouTube at Z Multimedia. Please feel free to also drop a comment under the live stream and I'll read them for you. Also, let's continue the conversation now. Let's look at some of the practical strategies people can use to be able to master their time. So first of all, what are some simple practical steps someone can immediately, after this conversation, take to actually take control of their day?
Okay, practical steps. As I said, to take control of their day, as I said earlier, I did mention about learning to say no. I think that is one of the things people must learn to say, as I said, respectfully, boldly, and politely. And sometimes you will let others know that you have things to do, you have, meetings to attend to. And so maybe if what they are expecting from you or what they are demanding from you to do for them can be at this particular moment or this particular time or maybe the following day, I think it can really help you to really achieve more in a particular day. As I said earlier, if you want to make the most of your day, if it is possible that you can delegate some of the things that you are doing, delegation is also one of the best ways to really, have enough time to do whatever you are doing. As I said earlier, not procrastinating. If only you have the time. And also, if you really want to make the best of your day, use your phone and social media.
I've also explained that a bit further. I didn't quite get the statement you made.
I said, not procrastinating.
Okay.
If you only have the time to do what you are supposed to do. Sometimes we have the time to do what is needed, but then, as human beings as we are, we feel lazy. We feel that, okay, I can do it at this particular point in time, and before we realize, we couldn't even do it.
Yeah, that's true.
And so yes, and so we must learn how to deal with procrastination and all these things. And so, I mean, as I said earlier, also maybe if you have the means, paying others to do what you are supposed to do yourself. And I think if we can really do some of these things, it can really help us to, make the best or the most of our day.
Now, talking about procrastination, what techniques do you recommend for overcoming procrastination? Because I know it's a big problem for a lot of people.
Yes. You see, one of the things that personally myself I have learned to, tell people every day is, it has been taught that procrastination is the thief of time. And so I think that sometimes if you really don't want to procrastinate, just as Nike said, just do it. Just do what you are supposed to do. Do it. Find the time. Make the time. Everybody has 24 hours, but then you will sometimes need to squeeze yourself. Squeeze some time out of somewhere to do that which is urgent and important. And so, yes. And so procrastination, as I said, everybody, can fall into that trap, and everybody is almost a victim. But if you really want to come out of it, you will need to do what you are supposed to do. Squeeze your time from somewhere and do what is urgent and what is important. As we are living, there are so many things that we are supposed to do. As I am here talking to you on this thing that we are discussing, it is important. And that is why I have squeezed my time to do it. I could have used this time maybe to eat or to sleep or to do something else. But since what we are discussing is important, I had to make time in order to do what I'm doing. And so I think we all have to, at a point, to make time to do that which is important and that which we see as urgent.
And we're really grateful that you decided to spend your morning with us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
All right. In terms of procrastination, sometimes people talk about personality types as a reason for procrastination. What are your thoughts on that?
Personality types. I think that Wade, myself, I've seen people that are, these personality types. We have the sanguines and this melancholy. I've seen all those, but I just think that, all these can really affect our time. But to me personally, I think that sometimes what is important must be known or must be seen as important. And what is urgent must be known and also seen as urgent. And so if you really want to make the most out of your day without procrastinating, to me, you will sometimes need to come out of yourself to do that which is important. Yes, if we really sometimes depend on our human nature, that, okay, maybe I am this, and that we are very slow, we are very shy, maybe we can't do this, maybe we are not fast, maybe we don't do things fast. All these things can be your nature. But then maybe, let's say you are working for somebody and you go and tell your boss that I am not that fast, and the work that you are doing is a very fast work. You will need to think on your feet and other things. Do you think you can do it? No. So for me, it doesn't matter your personality traits. I believe that you can really decide and make an intentional decision that maybe I am this, but I will try to overcome it in order to meet my daily needs and tasks. Yes. And so all that I'm just trying to say is these things that we are discussing, sometimes we will have to, you know, move into the space of personal decisions.
Okay.
We will have to decide intentionally. Otherwise, we cannot make the best of our time.
Right. So it's not just about the personality type, but you yourself, you must make up your mind. And
You yourself, you
Right.
must make up your mind. And that is why I talked about self-awareness.
okay.
You must know that I am this type of person, but then I am working with somebody. So I know I am a slow person, but then I am working with somebody. How am I going to meet the needs of the company, of my boss?
Yeah.
So you know yourself already, but then knowing yourself can help you facilitate and help you think fast and know what you need to do so you don't get fired.
Yeah. Okay, right. Now let's talk about habits and discipline. Now, I want to know, how do habits actually shape the way we use our time daily?
Okay. First of all, I want to say that habits, habits are our culture and our lifestyle. Habits, I say again, they are our culture and our lifestyle. And so every habit automatically produces results or has consequences. And so before we say that this is my habit or this is his or her habit, it is something the person has been doing for years, or maybe the person was even born with it. And so it has become part and parcel of the person's lifestyle. And so sometimes if you have, being lazy can be somebody's habit. Being fast can be somebody's habit. A fast thinking can be also somebody's habit. Walking fast can be somebody's habit. And all these things that we are talking about, it can be somebody's habit. And so if you have good habits, it can really help you manage your time very well. And if you have bad habits, it can really also not help you to manage your time very well. And so as we are talking about habits, we will all have to, one way or the other, deal with our habits well, whether they are good or bad.
Right.
Because if you develop bad habits, as I said, it is going to affect you. It is not going to allow you to work with your time effectively and efficiently. If you have bad habits, if you are a lazy person, if you are someone that always postpones, if you are someone that always procrastinates, and you will have to work with the company. These are habits that you have maybe cultivated over the years, but now you are in a field to work. So how are you going to overcome these habits in order to meet the demands of your company, of your boss,
Right.
of your workplace? These are habits. You build them over the years. You are a very lazy person. You don't, a very bad habit. You don't sleep early. It's a very bad habit. And you know that maybe you are working, and every day when you come home, you drink alcohol and you are drunk. Maybe you have to go to work as early as maybe 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. and you drink every day. How are you going to wake up early and go to work? And sometimes these are all habits you've cultivated over the years, you've accumulated over the years, and now you are working. So how are you going to overcome all these habits in order to meet the work, the pressure of the work?
The work, right?
Yes.
So what is maybe one powerful habit you believe everyone should develop to be able to improve their time management?
One powerful habit I believe we all need to cultivate in order to prove time management, for me, is having a to-do list.
Okay.
Yes. having a to-do list. Yes, when you have a to-do list, sometimes you've already programmed yourself for the day. You know that, okay, at this point, if nothing happens, I am going where I'm going here. At this point, if nothing happens, I am doing this. You've really programmed yourself for the day. So having a to-do list is one of the best ways you can develop a very good habit. It can really help you manage your time very well.
So having a to-do list, but there are times that people have to-do lists, but they are unable to follow through. Why do you think that happens?
As I said earlier, everybody must learn that it is not every day that you have a to-do list that you can follow through with them. As I said, challenges do happen, even at work, even at home, even with yourself. Things do happen.
Apart from that, yeah, I think I get that one. But apart from those things, are there some other things that makes people unable to actually follow through their to-do list? Apart from the external things that can come up, maybe unexpected calls and unexpected things and all of that.
Yes, I think in nowadays, our phones addiction and social media.
Okay.
Yes, social media has become a powerful tool. Nowadays, we are on TikTok and Facebook and all these, various social media sites. I think these things sometimes don't help us to follow through with our to-do list, because sometimes you will just, you are there, you just get a notification that maybe you just want to check something quick and just, come out of your phone. But before you realize, your hands are scrolling through your phone. You saw a picture, you had a trending news, latest information, something you just want to follow through. And before you realize, it has taken enough of your time.
Yeah. So how can people deal with that? How can people deal with that one?
How can we deal with social media? I mean, one of the things that I want to really say is we will have to be disciplined. Disciplined. The key word is disciplined. When you are not disciplined, I think you can't really achieve much, and you can't really be committed to a lot of things. Everything is trying to take our time. Everything is trying to steal our time from us. So what can really help you in order to, fix your mind on something and really achieve it or do it is you need to be disciplined. You need to be disciplined. Sometimes stay out of social media and other stuff.
To be able to do that. But there are also times where somebody is, maybe not disciplined, but the person is quite consistent with maybe managing their time or maybe using their to-do list.
Okay.
But maybe motivation drops and then they stop. How can someone stay consistent even when there is no motivation?
It's good that you've brought up this particular question. I'm a life coach and I've been following motivational speakers for years. But then I've come to know the difference between motivation and discipline, commitment, and enthusiasm. I think one of the things that really gets people excited is motivation. It can really get you excited. It can really get you going, but it can't sustain you for long.
Right.
Yes. And so motivation is good. I like to be motivated, but I also like to be committed. I also like to be disciplined, because when motivation stops, what will get you going or what will keep you going is the discipline, is the enthusiasm, and the commitment. And so everybody must learn to develop these three things: enthusiasm, discipline, and commitment, or I can add another word. We need to be dedicated.
But how can people build those traits?
Okay. How do you build maybe commitment
Yeah.
and all these things? Looking at what we are discussing and what we really want to achieve in life, if you see it as important, if you see it as urgent, I think that is where the discipline will come from. That is where the dedication and the commitment will come from.
Right.
From what you are trying to achieve. When you ask yourself, do I really want this thing in my life? Do I really need this particular work? Am I ready for this? So when you ask yourself this question, okay, after asking myself, okay, I really need this work. And so as a wise person or as a mature person, when you get the work, what are you going to do in order to sustain it? And that is where sometimes the commitment and the dedication and the discipline must come in. Because the work that you've gotten will bring the motivation. But as I said, motivation can never always get you going. And so when the challenges come, the motivation will drop. But what will still keep you going is the dedication, the commitment, the enthusiasm, and the discipline.
The discipline, right.
Because sometimes waking up of your bed, when you look at the way you are very tired and lazy, sometimes you will just tell yourself, I shouldn't go to work. I don't know if that has happened to you before.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yes, but then why do you still go to work?
Because you build the discipline, you build the commitment and all of that.
Yes, and that is what I'm trying to talk about.
All right. Great. Thank you so much. Let me just announce the phone lines one more time in case anybody wants to call us. Exactly 30 minutes to the top of the hour. No, 12 minutes to the top of the hour. This is the Business Breakfast on Z101.9 FM. And this morning we're talking about how to master your time for a fulfilled life. And my guest is Apostle Akwesi Agyemang Prempeh, and he is helping us have this conversation this morning. You are free to join us. Send us a WhatsApp. If you have questions or comments, feel free to send them to 0544321019, 0544321019, or you can also call us on that same number, or 030395661, 030395661. We're streaming live on Facebook at ZFMGH and also on YouTube at Z Multimedia. Please visit those platforms also and drop a comment there. I'll read them for you, and then Apostle will respond to them. Now, Apostle, so let's talk also about burnout, rest, and balance. Now, many people actually feel guilty when they rest. How should we rethink rest in the context of productivity?
Rest is good. We all need to rest at a point in time, not like sleeping in the evening. That is a good form of rest, but also letting also your mind rest at work. Because one thing I want to say is rest and productivity goes hand in hand. And the reason why I'm saying that is because without rest, you can never function at your highest peak and ability. And the reason why I'm saying that is because rest, as a great man of God said, is a seed for recovery. I said rest and productivity, they go hand in hand, because without rest, you can never function at your highest peak and ability, because rest is a seed for recovery. And so sometimes when we come home from work in the evening, we are very, very tired. But when, by the grace of God, we sleep and we wake up, we will feel refreshed and rejuvenated. And so the same thing applies to our work. Talking about burnout. Sometimes we work, and we don't even have the energy to even work again.
That's true.
Yes, and so sometimes burnout do happen. But how can you overcome it? You need to rest. And so nobody must see rest as a form of being lazy. Nobody must see rest as a form of being, anything. But then you must also see rest as I said, a form of recovery, just to, let your mind, you know, relax at maybe. And that is why when you are working at maybe a company, they give you break. You need to go to break for maybe 10, 20 minutes just to relax, just to, cool down a bit, just to let your body rest before you can come back and come and work effectively and efficiently. And even in football, you realize when they play and play and play, they will have to go and rest. They will have to go and drink water. Yeah, they will have to go and do other things because you are working. And every work, if you really want to do it and do it successfully, there must be times for break and relaxation. And that is what we call rest, because if you don't rest, burnout will come in. And when burnout happens, it can really destroy a lot of things at the workplace or in your life.
Okay, but so how can individuals balance, like you're talking about the balance of life? Is there a possible thing to do balancing the life?
Is there a possible thing to do balancing of
Yes.
life?
Is it something possible? I mean, you can do to balance your life. And what does that even look like? What does that even look like?
You can't be working, even though work is good, but you can't be working every day. And the rest is also good, but you can't be resting every day. So you need to work, you need to rest. You need to find time to work, you need to find time to rest. And so, yes, you have to manage the two, work and rest. And that is why God, in his own sense, has given us the capacity to wake up in the morning, go to our various works, and in the evening we come home and we also come and rest. In the morning, the same thing happens over and over. Yeah, and so, I mean, if you really want to have a balanced life, you have to know when to work and when to also rest.
Right.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's good. I've known that a lot of great men, sometimes when I'm there, I just think that they just work and work and work and work. But sometimes when I listen to them being interviewed, and they normally talk about sometimes they just take a break. They can even go on a vacation, abroad and go and rest for maybe a week or maybe 2 weeks just to relax. And one thing about rest, when you have enough rest, maybe when you get time to rest, sometimes you come out with fresh ideas, fresh energy and all this stuff to, help boost your work and whatever you are doing.
All right, Apostle, thank you very much for your time. Maybe finally, if somebody wants to actually put in place all the things that we've discussed, maybe what are 3 things that he can start with?
Okay, I think that which I want to say is life is very short. Life is very short, and so we all have to, follow our purpose. Yes, as I said earlier, we are looking for money, and so sometimes you can't even really follow your purpose or your passion. But then, if you really want to be fulfilled, you must learn to follow your purpose or your passion. And then, we are all sometimes don't know what to do, but then you must also set clear goals and follow through with them. You must set clear goals and follow through with them. You can't do everything at the same time, but with clear goals, I think it can you can help achieve them as time goes on by And I think the last thing that I would say is that we must all learn to manage our time very well.
Right. All right, thank you very much, Apostle. Really grateful this morning that you were able to join us and to also share all these insights with us. We're really grateful.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. As I said, if anybody is listening, my name is Apostle Akwasi Anjumai Prempe. I'm a man of God and a life coach as well. Sir, thanks for having me.
All right.
And I'm really honored.
Thank you so much
to be part of this show.
Right. Please do have a great day. Hopefully we can speak another time.
Yeah. I'll be glad. Anytime you feel like, having another meeting, my door is open.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, so that was Apostle Akwesi Ajiman. He's a life coach, and this morning he joined us. We've been talking about how to master your time for a fulfilled life, and he shared quite a number of things. I mean, from discipline to commitment to even to-do list and all of these things. These are all practical ways you should be able to use to master your life. And he says that you can be busy and you are not being fulfilled. And if you want to be really feel fulfilled, then you must be able to take track of your time and be able to pursue your purpose. And so that's how we wrap up today on the Business Breakfast on Z101.9 FM. It's been a great conversation right here. And thanks so much for staying with us right until now from 6:15 till now. Thanks to our guest Apostle Akwesi Prempeh for also joining us. Apostle Akwesi Prempeh for also joining us. We're back again tomorrow for the Friday edition of the Business Breakfast on Z101.9 FM. Until then, please take care of yourself and keep listening to Z101.9 FM. My name is Ni Trebi Hammond. Up next is The Brighter Side with Jeremy Okoria Mako. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.